Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys part of the stream, being a part on the channel tonight here as Pac-12 conference play begins in a couple moments from now as we got a big matchup in store. The USC Trojans looking to see if they can turn their season around. Right now, record of 6-5 overall. Bronny James on the team for USC, also a projected lottery pick, top 3 recruit for the NBA draft class of 2024, with one of his teammates on the team as well being Isaiah Collier. Oregon, great record so far, but looking for that signature win. Looking to see if they can start off their season with a W. They're 6-0 in their home floor, 8-3 this season for the Ducks for their record. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. And glad to have you guys on board being a part of the stream tonight for this one, and hopefully a good game in store here. Alex, Andrew, Joe, welcome to the stream, guys. Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry to hear that there for Joe's team, Illinois. That's a huge blow. Terrence Shannon, man, that is just tough right there for him. So he is now suspended from Illinois for the news that dropped today. And yeah, major loss that happened. Looked like Bronny's going to come off the bench for this game, as Bronny James has been able to score 4 points, 5 points, and 6 points in his first 3 games each so far. This will be his first ever conference game of his collegiate career for Bronny, and hopefully a fun match in store here. Both of these teams far away from the bracket right now. Oregon's got a pretty good record, but what's happened is that the mid-major losses have really stacked up against both of these teams. 2 of those coming against USC, and losses against Big West opponents, UC Irvine and Long Beach State. And then Oregon, they have been playing pretty well this season, but they did lose against Santa Clara. So that really dampened up their resume. If they won that game, they'd probably be receiving votes, at least right now, for Oregon. This is a home game for Oregon, which very, very difficult place to play. Eugene, Oregon, Matthew Knight Arena for this matchup. And they're showing Isaiah Collier. He's the number 2 scorer on USC this season. He's projected to go number 1 potentially in the 2024 NBA draft. So we're going to get things started here in a brief moment. And yeah, USC really looking to turn things around. They were ranked in the preseason, a lot of expectation, tons of talent on USC's roster. And they're led by a transfer from Memphis, Boogie Ellis, the top scorer of the team, putting up 19.5 points per game, shooting 44% from 3 right now, 3rd in the Pac-12 in scoring, 2nd in 3-point shooting in the conference, but yet to compile anything to be a much better season for USC, and it's going to have to start with a defense. I feel like this game is going to have a ton of offense in it because both of these teams can score the ball, but in terms of defense, USC, it's really struggling right now in defense compared to years past where they had been going into the NCAA tournament. They had been ranked the previous 4 seasons, top 100 in total defense. So here we are, we just got underway, and USC left to right, and the floor controls the opening tip as here we are into action tonight. Pac-12 conference play starting tonight. USC with the maroon jerseys, yellow numbers, yellow letters for this matchup. Oregon goes with a white home uniforms, green numbers, green letters. USC with the basketball first. Inside the key with DJ Rodman passed on top, and going to have a turnover called there committed by Rodman off the double dribble. So rough start for USC in the first 22 seconds basically, and turning over the basketball. That's been a rough spot this season for them. Defense, perimeter defense specifically, and also turnovers. Those have been the struggling points this year for USC. Oregon first possession as Kusnar drives, got blocked from behind. The basketball will stay to Oregon. Jacob, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining in, man. I like Houston right now. I know they haven't played like any like tough teams of caliber, but they've been beating down on a bunch of teams so far this year. So that's my early pick currently. It's Houston. They've always like been close like past couple of years, just haven't been able to break through and win the championship. Oregon, first possession, tough shot to Keith Followay, skipped around the rim and out, missed by Brennan Rigsby, the junior from Quebec, Colorado, as USC has their second possession. Collier swings it out to the wing, goes back around the perimeter over to Ellis now. Boogie Ellis getting the start alongside Collier, Kobe Johnson, DJ Rodman, and Vincent Iwachukwu for USC. Out to the top of the key, Kobe Johnson open three straight away, missed off the back rim, the ball got poked loose, and went back to the Trojans though with Iwachukwu, who picks up the offensive rebound. Scoreless so far in the first minute 15. Corner three in the air, open look, couldn't convert by USC once again, and Oregon collects the defensive rebound. Yeah, last time I checked the Celtics score, they were down by 13 against the Pistons. 27 straight losses in a row. I knew tonight it's going to be a trap game going in. Oregon, now with their second possession tonight. Jackson Shellstead, first-year point guard in the team, top 25 recruit from Westland, Oregon. That's also where Peyton Pritchard, former Oregon Duck, went, and that's a turnover down inside the low post by Kwame Evans, another first-year top 15 recruit from Baltimore, Maryland, as USC going downhill to the rim, scores up and in off the glass for two. That's DJ Rodman on the board for the first bucket tonight for the Trojans. Charlize, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. 2 minutes of action so far. Oregon passes down low into the hands to Mamadou Diarra, going downhill to the rim, able to score up and in off the glass, plus the foul. Backing his way on Iwachukwu down inside the low post. Yeah, we actually haven't got snow over here, so it hasn't snowed at all this year. I heard there was like a big snowstorm over towards the Great Plains, like middle of the U.S. One shot at the line, that is good. So Oregon takes the lead first time today now, 3-2 with a three-point play complete. They're dealing with quite a bit of injuries going into the season. I was looking at the injury report. N'Faly Dante is still playing for Oregon. He's been there for a while, the big man. He's 6'11". He got injured first game of the season, so he hasn't played ever since. And also, Nate Biddle, also injured, hasn't played ever since. Played 3 games this year. Missed 3 again by USC as Oregon collects the defensive board. They drive, attack downhill to the rim, up and in off the glass. Jermaine Couisnard gets the layup. It's now 5-2 Oregon. Couisnard, a transfer from South Carolina. Jeffrey, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for joining in. Johnson, bounce pass down low into the hands of Iwachukwu. Missed off the front rim, tipped up, and the rebound controlled in the corner by Oregon. This is a Ducks team that has a lot of first-year players stepping up this season. They lost their point guard to graduation, Will Richardson, the key player from last season. Shellstead steps into a three, a wide open top of the key. He delivers. 8-2 now for the Ducks. Jackson Shellstead in his first season for Westland, Oregon, putting up 13 points per game this season. Number 2 scored a team right behind Couisnard. I think they can keep it really close there, Joe. Indiana State's having a great season. Michigan State, they started out really slow, but I think they're right now getting onto a roll, into a groove. Shellstead once again takes the three. Bang, bang. He delivers up the floor. 11-2 right now for the Ducks, and a timeout taken on the floor by USC. 16-19 left to go in the first. What a start here for Oregon in this game. Perfect on their home floor. Looking to see if they can continue that. And USC out to another rough start. And right now, a lot of things going down in that timeout huddle, as they are really, really struggling defensively this year for them. So we head to the first time out of action. 11-2 Oregon. 9-point lead right out of the gate in this game. Behind Eric fan, welcome in, brother. Hope all is going well. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. And USC settling for threes, missing those threes. Collier, yet to score so far in this game, known for his downhill driving approach, but yet to get anything so far on the board. 0 for 1 for him so far, but 2 made threes by Oregon straight out of the gate by Jackson Shellstead. The last one was in transition. This is an Oregon team with a lot of bright future here. A lot of the key players in the team are younger players. Shellstead is a first year. Kwame Evans as well in his first season. If these guys stay, because they're both top 25 recruits for freshmen. And then Jermaine Kusnard, he's a senior. He's the one that's leading the team. He played on South Carolina a couple years ago. He had that buzzer beater against Kentucky. But yeah, right now Oregon, if they can keep this going, like compile victories, they're going to be in the rankings or receiving votes at least soon for them. They just need signature wins. That's the thing for them. Power 36 is what, usually the main Power 36 is what Andy Katz puts together as top 36 teams, and a lot what they do, like what he does for the Power 36, he ranks like the top 36 teams of the week, basically, in general, by how they've been playing, like weekly. That's what he bases it by, whereas the AP Top 25 poll, that does like the whole cumulative season. So say if you get out to a really good start, like you get out to be like 15-0 and everything's going your way and you're up to like you be number 1 by then in the power, or in the top 25, or very close to being number 1, depending on like who you play. That's the thing. If you're a Power 5 team, you start out 15-0, there's a good chance you could be number 1. But you'd be up there at the top of the Power 36. But then if you lose like 5-6 games in a row, then you're probably going to get booted out of there if you're like 15-5, 15-6 or so. Jay Ramirez, welcome back to the stream, man. Glad to have you back in. USC just turned over to basketball as we came back from the timeout. That's now their second turnover to game. Really struggling when it comes over to turnovers lately for USC. A really young team. Collier averaging above 4 assists per game, but he's also averaging above 4 turnovers per game. So those are the struggles of a young team that they have. Collier as the main ball handler on the roster, but a lot of learning signs, improvement. We'll see that throughout the course of the season as Oregon leans in with Kusnard. Kusnard gets fouled, and he'll head to the line and shoot too. Yeah, wow. So 8.5 million views, man. Things have really blown up. Yeah, looking forward to 2024. Should be a great year upcoming for 2024. I'll see if I can get you that info there for you, Joe. Two shots at the free throw line by Kusnard. The first one, no good. Missed off the mark. Second one's good. 10-point lead currently. Dangerous pass. Far side of the floor. Oregon tried to jump the route, pick it off. It will stay USC possession, though. That almost was another turnover. Kusnard read it pretty well. Couldn't track it down completely, though, in the court of play. So Kobe Johnson will be the inbound passer. Bronny James, first time on the floor for LeBron's son tonight. As he brings up the court, puts the ball into the hands to Ellis. So number 6 on the court, Bronny James, hanging out at the low block right now. Receives the pass inside the low block as he gets double-teamed underneath. The ball gets poked loose out of bounds. Last touch by Oregon. Now the camera's focused on Bronny. 1-point improvement each of his 3 games so far. 4 points in the opener against Long Beach State. 5 against Auburn. 6 in the last game they won against Alabama State. Missed shot by Ellis, attacking inside the paint. Loose ball inside the key. Oregon able to pick it up for the defensive rebound. The Ducks look to push it. Bounce pass over to the wing. They made 2 threes so far in this game, both by Shellstead. Shellstead with it through the first 5 minutes of action. Top of the key guard by Ellis. Shellstead drives downhill right to the rim. Scoop, no good off the glass. Tipped up. The rebound collected by Bronny here for USC. Off to Bronny. Bronny takes the 3 off the trail, and he drills it. Bronny James, first bucket for him tonight. Able to get it off the trail by Kobe Johnson. Great to see there for the young fella. Oregon with the ball with Rigsby. Sends it on top now. It will go into the hands of Mamadou Diawara. Off to his teammate at the low block. Rigsby put it up. No good around the rim and out. Rebound controlled by USC. And they'll try a three here again. Rodman connects with it. Wide open with space. Back-to-back threes by USC right now. Signs of life. Wow, glad to see that this has finally become a game. It was 12-2 at one point. USC couldn't get any of their shots going on. Oregon now just up by 4 currently. Top of the key for the Ducks as they have it. Diawara drives, attacks, downhill to the rim. Tons of contact. He gets fouled. They're going to call it on Joshua Morgan on the blocking foul. This will send 2 free throws coming up at the line here by number 24, Mamadou Diawara for Oregon. Great to see Bronny out there. First free throw first 3-point shot of the game just delivers. Hey, there we go. Ronald Acuna with a follow, looks like, for Andrew. Yeah, Celtics coming back. I thought it'd be a trap game for them this year. First one's good. At the line for Oregon. Yeah, we've had a pretty good turnout when people have turned on to these streams to see Bronny. Second shot at the line, no good. Skipped around the rim and out. USC collects the defensive board. 13-8. Thought it would be a shootout for this game, but USC really struggling to put points on the board early on, but able to make 2 threes in a row to crawl back. Winning 4, now a 5-point game. Kobe Johnson launching from distance, rattled out, no good. Tipped up, and Shellstead couldn't convert. On a defensive rebound, went right back to USC, in and out of his hands. Boogie Ellis, another opportunity, drives, floats up the pass inside, tough pass, deflected, intercepted, another turnover by USC. Shellstead out on the break, rejected, right back by the Trojans by Arrington Page, and it goes back to USC. Up the floor for the quarter, here's a 3, no good, missed by Ellis, stepped out of bounds. And another turnover by the Trojans. Wow, just out of control right now with the basketball for USC. Boogie Ellis, good opportunity right there on the fast break, just couldn't convert with it, and had his back foot either way on the far side line down the floor. So goes back to Oregon. Under 13 minutes left to go now in the first. The Ducks have possession. Cario Oquendo, he's been the 6th man off the bench this year for Oregon. They lost the handle and late whistle though by the referees. They roll it on USC. Actually. Mario, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining in, man. I believe he's sleeping right now, unfortunately. He had a pretty good Christmas, though, for Mr. Tops. Ron, welcome in. Glad to have you back in. Yeah, that's a good question. I guess only time will tell if that does happen between Bronny and his father, if they're going to play together. Bronny leads it out on the pack. Here's a 3 by Kobe Johnson. Missed well off the mark. Bottom right part of the glass as Oregon came up with a defensive rebound. The Ducks by 5 with the basketball. That's Keishard Barthelemy. He moves it out inside a key to Oquendo. Back on top here to Barthelemy. Slides it off to the right wing to Oquendo. Oquendo above 40% from 3-point range this season. Jadarian Tracy out to the corner. He made the pass off to Oquendo, took the 3, missed it off the mark, and USC collects the defensive rebound. 12 minutes left to go in the first now. Scoring has really stayed stagnant here. Oregon on a major scoring drought. USC bounced past to nobody but the Oregon bench. They turn it over. The basketball goes right back to Oregon. A rough start here in this game with the turnovers for USC. We take the time on the floor. 13-8 right now to score. 5-point lead for Oregon. Offense really has slowed down so far in this one. Alright, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams I cover college hoops, NBA as well. And yeah, it was a strong start for Oregon. They led 12-2 at one point, but Oregon's gone scoreless for around a minute 45. They've only made a field goal. They've gone 1 for 7 in their last 7 shot attempts from the floor by Oregon after a really strong start for them in this game. So right now they're 4 for 10 shooting. Just 1 in their last 7, though. They've made both of their threes by the same player, Jackson Shelstead, early on. That took the 12-2 advantage, and it looked like they were going to run away with it, but didn't. Not really much going on in terms of college hoops tonight. Oklahoma, they were playing earlier on. They're ranked in the top 25, and number 12, Oklahoma won over Central Arkansas at 88-72. Other than that, mid-majors playing all throughout the course of today. Maryland won against Coppin State 75-53. And Pac-12 conference play beginning tonight. This is 1 out of 2 games in Pac-12 conference play tonight. The other being UCLA against Oregon State. Yeah, in terms of big man, because Joe was talking about big man earlier from Michigan State. They still have Matty Sissoko on their team, 6'9" for him. Kind of shocked by his numbers this year because he was strong last year. I remember in the Champions Classic he had a massive game for him, but he hasn't really been able to take the step up this year. And then Carson Cooper at 6'11", same as Xavier Booker, a freshman at 6'11", but they don't have like any really like go-to big man on their team down low for them this season. They still have Malik Hall, but he's not like the center on the team. Whereas like they have a couple guys on the team with Sissoko being one of the big men. But here we go, back to action, 13-8. This scoring is just really slowed down so far in this game right now. Corner jumper is good. It rattles in by Oregon, coming back from the timeout. Number 0 for the Ducks, able to deliver. That is Oquendo. They're going to call it a 3-point shot right there. Is both of his feet behind the 3-point line at the corner, so they got it as a 3 as of right now. Yeah, so that applies for basketball as well for all the teams leaving. So Washington State and Oregon State's going to go now to the Mountain West for next year, which I think for them that's actually pretty good for like a temporary conference for them, because they have struggled, especially in basketball in the past, as USC dials up the deep 2 right back to answer. Oregon 6-point lead. They force up the jumper, missed off the back rim, no good. USC collects the defensive rebound up ahead of the floor. Collier, his pass floated up, deflected, and intercepted by Tracy for Oregon. The Ducks slowing down tempo here. Kusnard into the hands of Barthélemy. On top, it goes to Oquendo. Oregon will try a 3 straight away. Right down the chute. They're perfect. 4 for 4 from 3-point range to begin. Kwame Evans Jr., top 15 recruit, a freshman, delivers on a 3, making the score 19-10. USC with early turnover struggles right now. Collier moves it out to the right wing over to Isaiah Sellers. First time on the floor for him tonight for Sellers. Collier has it back. They get 10 on the shot clock right now for the Trojans. Ellis looking to get something going. His pass behind his teammate Morgan. Try to roll down. Another steal inside the key by Oregon. USC now with 6 total turnovers through the midway part of this first half of action. And catching fire, 3 at the wing for Oregon. Off the back from no good. Missed by Oquendo. Offensive rebound, sails right back to Evans though. They'll try another 3. Long range, missed off the mark by Barthélemy. Another offensive rebound. Here's a 3 once again. No good around the rim and out. Missed by Tracy. 3 chances from 3, 3 misses for Oregon as USC has the ball. Deep range 3, Ellis off the front rim, missed, and the basketball goes back to Oregon. And this is turning into a 3-point shooting contest right now. Hero ball at his finest currently. Oregon with it. Kusnard slides it off to the wing. Evans working on one defender being Morgan. Dribbles up to the low block. Swings it off to his teammate inside the key. Floats up the shot. Draws the contact and the foul. 2 free throws coming up at the line now. It will be Cario Oquendo for Oregon. Oquendo coming off the bench this year, averaging above 11 points per game. So this is the real concern for USC, getting shredded by the 3 ball early on. USC just 2 for 8 from 3, allowing Oregon to shoot 4 for 9 so far from the perimeter. And the USC defense came into this game uncharacteristic compared to the previous 4 seasons for them. They're ranked in the 200s in total defense this year for USC. 238. They allow opponents to over 73 points per game this season. 1 out of 2 that trip at the free throw line for the Ducks. USC jumper in the key. Missed off the mark. No good by Johnson. A lot of just forced shots right now for USC in this game. Just so much expectations for them this season with the talent. Right now, not looking good to holding a winning record. 6-5 currently for USC. Really struggling this season. Oregon with the basketball looking to extend it. Shellstead already making 2 threes so far. Gives it out to the top of the free throw circle. Handoff around the perimeter. Shot clock is down to 7 here for the Ducks as they'll settle on a 3 by Oquendo. Missed off the rim. Tipped up. Offensive rebound once again. USC having a lot of difficulty going up for defensive rebounds. They tip the ball. Come up with a deflection. Collier at the rim. Couldn't score. Gets fouled though. And he'll shoot 2 coming up at the line. Isaiah Collier so far in this game, he has been shut out right now. 0 for 1, only has attempted 1 shot attempt. We saw him early on in that game against Auburn a couple weeks ago, able to drive right to the hole for Collier. Strong, athletic point guard that they have, and he really took over his first game against Kansas State. Won the opening night game against K-State to begin the season. Averaging 16 points per game this year. First free throw is good by Collier. He could very well go number 1 on the draft boards for him this season. Been looking at a lot of articles, and some of them have him as number 1. ESPN ranks him as the top recruits. Same as 247 Sports. But yeah, his athletic tools, that's the big reason why he is a top-rated prospect. Just extremely athletic, explosive player that he is. Second free throw missed around the rim and out. Oregon back with the basketball, up by 9 for the Ducks. Brennan Rigsby at the left wing, guarded by Collier. Moves it out to Oquendo. Oquendo dribbles towards his right, guarded by Collier here in the zone defense. Outside goes to the top to Oquendo. Oquendo working on Ellis. They moved around the perimeter 5 in the shot clock, approaching 8 minutes left to go before halftime. Step back opportunity got stripped. Oquendo got the ball knocked out of his hands. USC comes up with a turnover. Bronny James back into the game. At the top of the key, it goes to Rodman. Rodman inside the paint, floats it up over the top. His teammate catches it and gets fouled down low. And this will send Kajani right to the free throw line, shooting 2. Upcoming for the Trojans right now. It looks like we'll take the media timeout on the floor. 20-11, 7:44 left to go before halftime here. Oregon up by 9. Man, this game's going by quick so far. And I'll update you guys with the other games going on. Not really much going on for college hoops tonight, but NBA, Pistons, Celtics. Like, I knew it was going to be a trap game tonight. 97-96, 6 minutes left to go in the fourth. Pistons with a 1-point lead currently against Boston at the moment. Pacers lead the Bulls 72-73. T-Wolves up against the Mavs at halftime, 61-56. Jazz Pelicans tied at 66. And Nuggets lead the Grizzlies early on in the first, 23-20. Yeah, Celtics were trailing by double digits. They went on a 23-7 run at one point to get themselves back into the game against Detroit, who's lost 27 straight games in a row, an NBA record in a single season for most losses ever by an NBA team. Texas Tech in action tonight. I'm going through some of the power conference teams in action, but they're playing right now against Sam Houston State, 63-38 Texas Tech. Other than that, not really much going on in terms of major conference teams going up against non-conference opponents tonight. Number 12 ranked Oklahoma picked up a victory over Central Arkansas at 88-72, and Maryland won over Coppin State tonight 75-53. So no surprises on the scoreboard that we see right now. And this is the first game of Pac-12 conference play currently. Yeah, I heard about that today, man. That's just devastating right there. Another just big crush for Illinois. That's just so crushing. Like, they were out to a really good start this year for Illinois, and that's going to hurt them a ton. So he has been suspended from the team right now. So it's not looking so well. Looking like he's going to get locked away. Looks like. Looks like that could be like a multiple-year sentence. So he's been suspended from the program. And, wow, so the police had been investigating that all the way back in September. It happened out in Douglas County in Kansas. So that's where the University of Kansas actually is. So he traveled into the Lawrence, Kansas area. And that's where that's where it was reported that he had been under investigation since September. First free throw at the line as we come back to action. USC shooting 2 shots. First one is good. Second free throw, no good off the back rim. Missed by Kajani Wright. Oregon came up with a defensive rebound. 8-point lead currently by the Ducks right now. Perfect in their home floor at 6-0 this season for Oregon. Missed out on the NCAA tournament previous 2 seasons. Last time they got there, they knocked off Luka Garza in Iowa. They were the 7 seed. Iowa was the 2 seed. They actually got the first round bye in the NCAA tournament back in 2021 because VCU couldn't play due to positive tests on their team, as it was a automatic forfeit win sent to Oregon. Kobe Johnson lobs it off to the mid-block here for USC, and Kajani Wright called in the travel. Man, these turnovers, crushers for USC right now. Turnovers. That is now turnover number 7 in the first half for the Trojans currently. Bryce, welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. Hope all is going well. Looks like Oregon should just be like running away with this game right now, putting USC away with all these turnovers, but that has not been the case so far today. They've had the looks from 3, but just haven't been able to connect on them as of late. Jackson Shellset sends it out to the left wing over to Kusnard. Kusnard down to 8 in the shot clock. To the top of the key goes to Tracy. Now to the free throw circle. Rigsby, jumper, 15-footer, swash. That's a nice touch right there. Brennan Rigsby drills the 2. It's 22-12. USC pass midcourt. Bronny James able to pass it across the floor, slicing defenders downhill with Johnson, and Johnson gets contacted and fouled. So 2 free throws coming up at the line here for USC. Danny, welcome in, man. Yeah, PC doing really well right now for them. First one's good. Yeah, that was a major win last week against Marquette. Bronny James going to substitute out of the game. McNeese State is pretty good. They got Will Wade, the former LSU coach, as their head coach. They upset somebody, I think, early on in the season, like a major conference team. They pulled off an upset against. Ducks back with the basketball. Brennan Rigsby moves it off to Diwara. Diawara towards his right around the perimeter, hands it off to Shellstead. Shellstead towards his right around Collier. Shellstead, tough shot at the elbow. Turn around, he's got it. Oregon just, their shot making looking solid so far tonight right now. Really has been able to take over and create with these players so far. Rodman attacking downhill to the rim and a ton of contact he absorbs. And DJ Rodman will head to the free throw line now and shoot two. They're showing the replay right here with Shellstead. Shellstead off a double team too. He was working on Collier and Boogie Ellis and connected on a turnaround shot at the elbow. So this youngster really showing up today. Jackson Shellstead at 8 points. He's the top scorer so far in the game for Oregon right now. And 2 shots at the free throw line for USC. First one is good by Rodman. Hey, what's good, Uncle Pizzleman? Welcome in. Yeah, rough game. Yeah, I can't get that channel for today because they put it on premium. That might change in the new year. I might see if I can change my provider or so, because a lot of the games I'm not able to get because they don't put it on national for Boston or so. So if I do make that change in the new year, I'd have to wait till my subscription ends. But I probably switch the coverage focus to more like Celtics coverage or so, because I'm noticing a lot of the people have been, for the college coverage, a lot of people have been showing the actual game for like the college national games that go on, which doesn't help out my channel because there are a lot of people getting away with the copyright stuff as of late. Bounce pass underneath for Oregon, and off the inbound, they'll shoot two coming up at the free throw line with Evans. Yeah, mine doesn't come with NBA TV in the package, unfortunately. So that's why I'm not able to cover NBA TV, but I use Sling as my provider because that's like provided as like an extra on Sling. So I'm looking to see if I can switch my provider probably at the start of the year after the new year once it happens. And if I do make that change, I'd be paying more for the channels, but I'd be able to access a lot more games in that grouping, which would be like NBC Sports Boston, which would give me like the whole Celtics package to cover or so. That's one of the things that I would focus on much more, would be the Celtics coverage for the future. Down low, Oregon out on the fast break, scores up and then off the glass. What a start for the Ducks here. Goes to number 10 for the bucket by Kwame Evans Jr. USC burns a timeout. 28-15 right now. Oregon on the roll, looking to go 9-3 to start off their season and trying to see if they can make a run here back into the receiving votes column. That would be a good start for them before they get back into the top 25 if they keep on winning right now. And best chances they're going to have rest of the season are against Arizona to do so. 28-15, we take the timeout. Yeah, there's somebody that's showing the game right now and it has over like 700 people watching. So, yeah, that's the problem that I've run into, like these live streams specifically for college. It's just people showing up with illegal streams. No matter what game, they're always like doing it or so. It's unfortunate. So if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams I cover. 28-15 right now. That was a quick timeout. We get back to action. 30-second timeout called by USC. Just above 4.5 minutes left to go before halftime here. The Trojans really struggling to grind out points so far in this first half of action. Kobe Johnson at the wing sends it across the court over to Ellis. Ellis kick out to the wing. Johnson takes the three, missed off the front rim, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by USC by Rodman. Outside of Rodman, sends the pass off to Johnson, floats it across the floor. Ellis catching fire, 3 in the air. That is good. That's actually number 4, Oziah Sellers, who drills it off the catch. That's probably one of the best looks they've had so far this game, so it's to a 10-point game currently. Vegas, what's good, man? Glad to have you back on the stream. Oregon working their way to the elbow with Rigsby. Rigsby sends it back to the wing. There's a 3. That's good by Kusnard. They got a lot of good guards, underrated on this Oregon roster right there. There's one of them, Jermaine Kusnard, a transfer from South Carolina, putting up 13 points per game this season. Deflected in the key. Oregon comes out with an interception. A lot of miscues here in this first half of action for USC as Kusnard drives, attacks right to the rim, scores up and in off the backboard with a right-handed layup. Man, this is getting out of control right now. USC can barely get the basketball past the full court press. Oregon comes inside a key, intercepts it, jumps the route, forces the turnover. The Ducks with it. At the top, up fake to the free throw circle. They slide it out to the perimeter. Approaching the 3-minute mark, left to go. At the wing, catching fire, 3. Bing, bing. It's good by Brennan Rigsby for the Ducks. Oh my goodness, Oregon doubling up USC. And another timeout taken on the floor by the Trojans. 3:01 left to go in the first half of action. Oregon undefeated on their home floor this year at 6-0. Looking to make this 7-0, and USC really, really struggling right now. So high expectations. They were ranked going into the preseason, and their defense, that's been their Achilles heel right now. 4 straight seasons, top 100 defense this year in the back 200s currently, and it's getting worse and worse. It seems like right now for the Trojans. Man, tough year for USC. And looked like things were going to get out to a great start. They had the opening night victory over Kansas State. And now we're finding out that K-State's not so hot either. So USC on their resume, their best win was the opener against Kansas State. They also won against Seton Hall, which knocked off UConn last week too. Seton Hall with a record of 8-5 though. So those are their 2 best victories, and then they have 2 mid-major losses as well. Just nothing is dropping right now for USC. Their top scorers, DJ Rodman with 7. Boogie Ellis has yet to show up. And in that game against Auburn, he was a one-man show. 2 points by Ellis, 1 for 5 shooting. Other than that, Rodman's got 7, everybody else with 3 or less. By the way, Bronny James, he made a 3 in his first minute of action. So Bronny's got 3 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal so far for him. But USC, 5 for 17 from 3 at 29%, 5 for 17 shooting at 29%, 3 for 10 from 3 at 30%. They've had the looks once again. They just cannot make shots. They just don't have knockdown shooters on their team. Oregon, with their shot making, just entirely different. Making tough shots. Jermaine Kusnard with 8 points. Jackson Shellstead's got 8. 5 points by Brennan Rigsby. These guys can make threes. And they're combining that guard trio, the starting guard trio for Oregon, is combining to shoot 4 for 7 right now from 3-point range. Oregon right now 6 for 13 from 3 at 46%. These guys are making their shots. By the way, Celtics leading 106-102 against the Pistons. 1:33 left to go in the fourth quarter. I'll keep you guys posted there. Yeah, a couple new things I'm looking into for the new year. Probably let you guys know or so at halftime, because I was talking about changing my TV provider so I could get like more Celtics games, because my station actually, like the provider that I'm on right now, doesn't have NBC Sports Boston, so I don't have access for those games in market. But I'm looking to see if I can switch providers. It would be like a $30 increase per month, but it would help me to cover more Celtics games, and I think it would be able to build up my audience, because whenever I've covered Celtics streams, that's when it's been like a large amount of viewers. And those games will be on premium since I would be in market. So I feel like the numbers will be further up for those streams too, which will be helpful. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line here as we're back to action as USC got fouled. This will send number 33, Kajani Wright, to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one he makes. Second one's good. $16-point lead for Oregon, and with the basketball, Shelstead, jumper to elbow, he's got it. Jackson Shelstead, once again, double digits already for him. He's got 10 points so far in this game. 18-point lead for the Ducks. Top of the key with Ellis, has a great look, takes the 3, skidded off the front rim, no good. Oregon collects the defensive rebound in the corner by Barthélemy. Here goes Oregon with around 2 minutes left to go. Catch and fire 3, top of the key, off the back rim, missed. Off the mark by Barthélemy as USC collects the defensive rebound. Up the floor, Ellis finds Bronny. Bronny launches a 3 off the back iron, missed. The rebound back to Oregon with Kwame Evans Jr. So Bronny James, 3 points so far, made a 3. His first minute of action, 10-2 run here by Oregon in the last 2.5 minutes. So the Ducks with all the momentum, dribble drive inside the paint. Shelstead dribbles out to the corner, working on one defender being Kajani Wright, and Kajani Wright gets called on the reach and foul. So the clock stops now with 1:30 left to go in the first, and this will put Oregon in the bonus. As now USC with above 7 right now for personal fouls in the first half. Oregon with just 5. So 1-1 bonus right now at the free throw line. Check that. This will be Kwame Evans Jr. shooting 2. The first one's good. He made the first one, so he'll shoot the second one. (108-106) Celtics 2-point lead. 8 seconds left to go against the Pistons. Trap game. Boston might have enough in the tank to win it. Detroit, though, giving them a run for its money tonight. Second free throw is good. Doubling up the score right now. USC with the basketball in this rough game so far. Outside goes over to Sellers. Sellers at the corner finds Rodman. Top of the key back over to Sellers. Final minute left to go in the first as we're about to approach the mark as Sellers has it at the top. He drives on Shelstead. Tough shot at the elbow. He drills it. That's the toughest one they've made all game long there for USC. Oregon's got a lot of those in the bag today. USC finally made one as we're down to under a minute left to play. Jackson Shelstead edging the midcourt logo. Slows down tempo here for the Ducks. Towards his left around the perimeter. Off to his teammate Rigsby. Takes the 3. Missed off the back rim. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Oregon. It'll be USC ball. 38.6 seconds left to go. Not the game that USC had hoped for so far tonight. Boogie Ellis hasn't been able to get going at all. Kick to the corner. Bronny James takes the 3, and he makes it. Bang, bang for a Bronny. Connects on in his second made 3 of the night. 15 seconds approaching the mark remaining. Oregon crossing midcourt now with Shelstead. Shelstead at the Matthew Wright Knight Arena logo. Dribbles up to the elbow. Takes the jumper. He connects on it. And Jackson Shelstead, only a freshman, looking solid. 3 at the buzzer, missing off the mark by USC. And we go into halftime, a 17-point lead for the Ducks. Jackson Shelstead, big time. The first half of action came from Westland, Oregon, which is also where Peyton Pritchard grew up. He's got that touch, just like Peyton Pritchard, that shooting touch right there for Shelstead. Top 25 recruit showing up in a big way. The first half of action here. So we close out 1 half in the books. Wow, both of these teams on totally different levels from each other. This is quite shocking. I thought we'd have a back and forth, close and competitive game, but man, just USC not showing up for this one. Celtics 2-point lead against the Pistons, 108-106. We'll keep you guys posted on that score. We're currently at halftime at the moment. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, or ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams that I cover. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play, both NBA and college hoops as well. Tomorrow night will be my final stream of 2023. I plan on covering number 13 ranked Gonzaga versus San Diego State. San Diego State receiving votes just outside the top 25. That should be an excellent game tomorrow night. Starting off the new year, I'm probably going to make some changes with my channel. I'm hoping to do so in the new year. Right now, I'm going off Sling TV as a provider, so that's why I've been able to balance a lot of the games between college hoops and NBA in the past. But I'm looking to see if I can change channel providers to hopefully be able to cover the Celtics a ton more in the new year, since I'd have the local channel to do that for the regional network, which would be in my area if I do make that change. So it would be more money than I'm investing in, but I feel like it would be like a good move for the channel, since I feel like it could get like a lot more followers on the channel with like a higher volume of audience. Yeah, these college streams have been great. It's just the only unfortunate part about it is right now, because the viewership's been difficult lately for the college games, because a lot of people, like I've noticed past couple of years, last year was really tough to grow for the college streams because people kept on showing the games illegally, and then so this started out around like 2021, because we had a pretty big college year in 2020 covering the college games, and that's when I had like 1,000 subs back in 2020. But in 2021, a lot of people showed the games on TV, and it didn't matter who I covered. If it was like Kentucky, Kansas, they'd always get away with showing the games until the NCAA tournament. And that's when like they cracked down on copyright and stuff during the NCAA tournament, is during that time. So there's people right now that's getting away with showing these actual games on TV, unfortunately, right now, which they have like over 500 people viewing, and my channel has like single digits right now for college games, which for the NBA on Christmas Day, we had above 100 in the chat with other multiple streamers watching the same game. So yeah, it's things like that. I feel like I'd be able to grow my audience more if I'm taking covering a game off the regional network, which I'd be interested in more, or so if I do switch my provider to cover more Celtics coverage in the new year. Knicks Bulls on Wednesday. I'll have to see. I don't know my schedule yet so far, because I have a concert to go to. I believe that might be on Wednesday, actually, so I'm not sure just yet. I have to figure out what time it ends. I know Thursday night I'm back covering a game in person next Thursday, because I got this Saturday in person, Thursday, and then Saturday next week for basketball in person. Yeah, Celtics and Pistons going to overtime right now, 108-108. Glad I didn't bet on that game right there. I saw that the Celtics were like a 16.5-point favorite, and everybody today was like, yeah, don't bet on that one, because you got Jaylen Brown sitting out. You got multiple guys that's either questionable or going to sit out for that game, and yikes. Undefeated at home, going up against the 27-game losing streak team. And going into overtime right there, tied up 108. Bradley, welcome in, man. Glad to have you back in the stream, brother. Man, this has just been a nightmare of a game for USC so far. Credit to Oregon. They're making their shots. 45% shooting from the floor by Oregon. A lot of tough shots, too. Jackson Shellstead, 12 points for him on 5 for 7 shooting. 2 for 2 from 3. 9 points by Kwame Evans Jr., Jermaine Couisnard with 8. The top 2 scorers for Oregon are both freshmen between Shellstead and Evans. Both of them are top 25 recruits for incoming freshmen. So a lot of promise here for this Oregon Ducks squad. It's been a couple years since they've been to the NCAA tournament, which is kind of weird that I'm saying it because usually Oregon always shows up, especially when it comes down to March, but they missed the tournament 2 years in a row, which it just feels like the tournament they were in was just like yesterday. The game that they won against Iowa in that shootout game and knocked out Luka Garza out of the bracket. Man, we've had 2 other tournaments after that. That's just crazy. It feels like everything's been like so close together, because we had the COVID year that we missed out on the tournament, and then after that, the 2021 tournament with minimal fans. But that was the last one that Oregon played, and that was actually USC when they made the Elite 8 run with the Mobley brothers. They played in that tournament. Just USC's defense non-existent. Gavin, what's good, man? Glad to have you back on the stream. Hope all is going well. It's been a while. Glad to have you back in, brother. Yeah, things going pretty well. So I'm thinking about for this upcoming year, because my TV subscription comes due at the beginning of January. I'm thinking about like the future of the channel and trying to see if I can switch TV providers, which if I do that, I would have access to all the Celtics games. So I will be covering as many Celtics games as possible. So that will be the difference for the channel, which they don't play every night. So I'd be covering Celtics like basically like as much as possible on the schedule that I can for the Celtics games when I'm around. And then whatever the off nights are, I'd either choose between a college game or an NBA national game, whatever is on for that. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing at the start of the year or so. I feel like it could bring more viewers to my channel if I'm able to make that switch, because NBC Sports Boston, that's on premium. I don't get that one, but switching a provider that's in my area, I would be able to have access to that starting in the new year, potentially, if I do make that switch. It would cost me more in the long run, because right now I'm going through Sling TV, so it's around like $40 a month. I think the provider that covers it, YouTube TV, which gets you access to NBC Sports Boston, also gets access to NBA TV as well. That's something that I don't have currently with my provider. It's like a $35 difference, but I feel like we could build up the audience more in terms of that. So that's something I'm trying to see if I can look into, hopefully. But yeah, right now at halftime, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Yeah, I just have to make sure I'm on board with it, which it's something I really am interested in doing, or so. It comes down to I actually put out a couple like resumes and stuff this week to send out to like other programs for broadcasting in person, because shockingly I don't have many games upcoming either in January or February. And then when I go into March, it's all lacrosse, but lacrosse is usually like once or twice a week, like a Wednesday night and then a Saturday. And then April and May usually either baseball or softball, and that takes up usually a Saturday or so for most of the games, because they're usually during the day when I'm working anyway, usually. Yeah, I did a poll a couple days ago because I just wanted to see like what the numbers were. I was kind of shocked by it that so many people put that they enjoy both of my streams, which is awesome. So we got 80% for both between NBA and college, which is great because we have great retainment throughout the channel, which is awesome between people coming back for the playoffs and March Madness, and then a very small percentage said only college, and then I think like 14% said only NBA. I think it was something like, yeah, it was something around 80% both that they liked NBA and college, and then I think it was like 14% only NBA, and then around 7% only college. So yeah, um, yeah, NBA playoffs is like the biggest time that it grows. But yeah, I've noticed it the past couple of years, like the regular season streaming, specifically college basketball games in like January and February, the numbers are very low if other people are getting away with a copyright, which that happened a ton last year. It's still happening right now. It's unfortunate. Yeah, that Switch would also have FS1, which isn't included in my package either. So my package right now does not include NBC Sports Boston, which that's the main Celtics carrier. So I wouldn't have to worry about blackout, which a couple times ESPN or TNT has blacked out a game for me for some reason in like a national TV game. So if that happens, I can just go to NBC Sports Boston, and then it would carry also NBA TV, which my provider doesn't have, and also Fox Sports 1, which carries a bunch of Providence games too. Hey, I'll see you back tomorrow, Alex. Thanks for joining in, man. So really quick first half. Like we're already at 10 o'clock right now at night. We're about to start the second half in a couple moments from now. And both of these teams complete opposites in terms of shooting efficiency. Oregon 45% shooting, USC at just 32%. USC only made 7 total shots in the first half. Just 25 total points. That's just sad because their offense had been their strong suit this year. Had been their defense, which had been really struggling. And if Oregon had been able to make more shots, then we would have seen a 50 burger on the board in the first half for Oregon. But the main issue here for USC, they've got 9 turnovers. I mean, those are just wasted possessions. Oregon's shot the ball 31 times. USC shot the ball just 22. And they've turned it over 9 times. Oh, nice. So, you get it over on ESPN. Yeah, we get a bunch of different channels for all this stuff here in the US. So many different channels. It gets overwhelming, specifically like college basketball this year, since there's so many games and stuff. It gets overwhelming. And also like another thing about it is too the Saturday games that I've covered for college basketball, like the streams they've done on Saturdays, like sometimes like I prepare for like a 6 o'clock Saturday game, and then I see the game gets overlapped by the 4 o'clock game, which goes into like overtime or double overtime, and then the 6 o'clock game doesn't start for like another half hour. So that's like another thing too. You got games overlapping on games when it's on like a weekend. Gonna check that Celtics score for you guys right now. Celtics leading in overtime, 119-117 against the Pistons, down to 1:15 left to go in that game. So here we go. Second half about to start here in just a moment. Thanks so much all for joining in. If you guys are new in the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Really just impressive shot making by Oregon in the first half, and USC with a lot of trouble, especially when it comes down to turnovers. They've turned it over 9 times. Oregon scored 14 points off of those USC turnovers in the first half of action. Oregon on fire from the perimeter, shooting the ball 6 for 15 from downtown in the first half. +3 in the glass for Oregon, 19-16. Isaiah Collier with just 4 points tonight. He's averaging 16 points per game. The tough part tonight's been Boogie Ellis. Boogie Ellis, 1 for 7 shooting. Top 3 scorer in the Pac-12, averaging above 19 points per game, but nowhere to be found tonight by Boogie Ellis. Yep, NFL on multiple channels. Yeah, NBC, CBS, Fox, ESPN, Peacock, NFL Network, ABC. Yeah, it's just wild. Amazon Prime has they had a couple of NFL games this year exclusively on Amazon Prime. It's crazy. Whole streaming world's taken off. So here we go, back to action as Oregon has the first possession, left to right on the floor to start off the second half of action. Bounce pass down to the low block for the Ducks. And they lost it out of bounds. Turnover by Kwame Evans Jr. off the spin move. Down at the low block. That's a good start for USC to start off half number 2. USC now with their first possession. Boogie Ellis on the floor with Isaiah Collier, Vincent Iwachukwu, Kobe Johnson, and DJ Rodman. Collier puts the ball into the hands to Ellis now. 30 seconds into the second half. Collier has the top of the key, down to 6 in the shot clock. Moves off to Ellis, takes the 3, top of the key. Boogie Ellis gets it. +1 coming up at the free throw line as he jolts the 3, plus the foul. That is massive. You couldn't ask for a better start for USC to begin half number 2. A 4-point play pending as Boogie Ellis off the screen, catching fire, takes the 3, makes it, and gets fouled by Shellstead in the process. 1 shot coming up at the free throw line. Celtics winning with 30 seconds left, 123-117. And the free throw off the back iron missed. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds, last touch by Oregon. So it will stay USC basketball. USC with a chance to see if they could go at a 5-zip run. Right now, potentially 6 if they make this 3 to start off the second half of action. Passing off to a cutter downhill, right to the rim, soaring up. Vincent Iwachukwu scores with a layup. It's only a 12-point game. 42-30, signs of life right now for Southern Cal. Oregon with possession. Into the hands to Shellstead, lobs it over to Rigsby. Rigsby at the left wing, he's defended by Ellis. On top, puts the ball into the hands to Shellstead. Shellstead with a quick 12 in the first half, leading the way in the game. Shellstead at the top of the key, crossover. Shellstead dribbles, slides it out to the free throw circle. And a whistle, the foul picked up by Oregon. Dana Altman livid right now about the call as it will go right back to USC off the offensive foul. So USC now has it back, only down by 12, chance to crawl, win in 10 or single digits here. They pass inside, deflected to the corner. Kobe Johnson, baseline dribble. Johnson, bounce pass, rolls out of bounds. It was kicked last off Oregon. So inbound here for USC. Off to Ellis. Ellis floats up the runner. Missed off the mark. No good. And A loose ball foul picked up on the floor, and it is charged to USC. So that gets picked up by Iwachukwu through traffic. It will go right back to Oregon. Oregon looking to see if they can finally get on the board right now. They'll take a three. Shellstead bricked it off the back rim, tipped up, offensive rebound, second chance, and he gets it plus the foul. Kwame Evans Jr. with a putback and one. Coming up with a charity stripe by Evans. 44-30 right now. Harry, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, probably so. Getting up there in age. Free throw's good. 15-point game just like that. USC getting pressured in their backcourt. By the way, Celtics pulling away against the Pistons, up by 6 in overtime. With 15 seconds left to go off the pivot move, USC inside the low post score is good for 2. 18 minutes remaining of action. Oregon slows down tempo here with Shellstead. At the wing off to Kusnard. Kusnard towards his right. Turns the corner. Drives downhill over the rim. No good. Tons of contact. No fall call picked up as DJ Rodman comes up with a rebound out to the wing. Catching fire 3. Boogie Ellis. Silky touch and he delivers. He puts Southern Cal within 5. Out here in a fury right now for USC, determined to come back right now in this game. Making this a ball game right now, only down by 10. The far side of the floor, Oregon gets the deflection. The Ducks keep the basketball. Down to 12 in the shot clock for Oregon now, being pressured around the wing of the perimeter. On top, it goes over to Diwara. Over to the left wing to Kwame Evans Jr. Dribbles towards his right, fires a 3, missed off the glass, rebound controlled by Ellis. Boogie Ellis looking to take control of this game, urgency up the floor, drive, kick, corner 3, missed off the rim, no good. And the rebound ripped away by Evans. Here goes Oregon, no push tempo out the wing, a left baseline dribble. Out to the elbow goes to Shellstead, dribbles back out to the perimeter, he'll slow it down. Under 20 in the shot clock right now for the Ducks, 10-point lead on their home floor currently. Oregon 6-0 at home, 8-3 overall this season. One bad loss came against Santa Clara as the Ducks turned it over and head coach Dana Altman wants his team to start to settle down. Yeah, starting to rush their possessions as of late, and this is allowing USC to get right back into the game. So USC looking for another quality opportunity right now. Kobe Johnson at the left wing perimeter, turns the corner, bounce pass off the roll down. Morgan floats it up inside, and he gets the drop. It's through for 2. USC only down by 8. 7-zip run in the last 2 minutes for Southern Cal. Oregon with possession. Shellstead, far side of the floor, and they'll burn a timeout. 45-37, Oregon leading only by 8 right now. USC coming right out of the gate to start off the second half of action, making this a game as we take the timeout on the floor. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play, both NBA, college hoops here. Celtics, by the way, picking up the victory over the Pistons, 128-122, so Detroit losers of 28 straight games right now as Boston improves to 15-0 on their home floor. A trap game, but able to take it in overtime tonight. Kristaps Porzingis 35 points. Another great game by Cade Cunningham with 31, but in the end just not enough for the Pistons once again. But played the top team in the NBA. Wire to wire at overtime, just couldn't take it for Detroit. Yeah, the people have been illegally streaming. A lot of these college games, I haven't been able to get viewers at all. Like, the viewers are in the single digits or the low teens, unfortunately, because people are illegally streaming the college games, which just makes it just unenjoyable, unfortunately. It's just so sad. So, yeah, this wasn't happening a couple years ago, and it's gotten worse and worse every single year. Yeah, it's crazy. It's not helpful towards me because I don't get any new subscribers. I don't have anybody find my channel because everybody's on that one massive stream. That's why. So it's like basically like I'm streaming to like barely anybody for these college games, unfortunately. Illegally streaming, that means the person's getting away with showing the game, so they're showing the screen of the game, which if you do that for like NBA or NFL, your stream gets automatically taken down. You can't show the actual game due to copyright laws, but college doesn't crack down on that. Yeah, so they can't show the actual game because the rights belong to that TV network. Like ESPN is where this game's on ESPN2, so the content here belongs on ESPN2. So that's the only place that you should be able to get it if you want to watch the actual screen of the game. And people illegally are showing it, even though they're not supposed to over on YouTube. Yeah, just so sad. So yeah, so I was talking about it before at halftime. I'm trying to see if I can possibly, I'm looking into like a new streaming provider, which would start early in January for me. If so, I'd be able to get NBC Sports Boston and NBA TV off that streaming provider, and then I'd plan on covering more Celtics games. So I'd try to see if I can cover as many Celtics games as possible. I know there's a couple nights that I have in games for like in-person announcing that I wouldn't, but like the majority I would be able to cover if so. So I'm trying to see if I can hopefully make that change because I feel like I can get a lot more viewers doing that. It will cost me a lot more for a TV provider switch there. It's like a $30 difference, but I feel like we could grow the audience much better. Hey, thanks so much, Charlize. I really appreciate it. So we get back to action right now. USC with the basketball. Collier circles around. His pass deflected out of bounds. It will stay. Trojans ball. And now we'll go to another timeout. So quick timeout because we're below 16 minutes right now remaining in the second half. So 45-37, Oregon, 8-point lead. Yeah, it's just surprising they don't do anything about it. They do for the NCAA tournaments. I think it has something to do with the networks. Like CBS and Fox usually crack down on that for the networks, and when people try to do that for the NCAA tournament, I feel like CBS, those Turner networks on YouTube, and plus YouTube in general is able to crack down on that and eliminate the ones who are trying to show the actual game for viewers. But yeah, they've never done it in the regular season. It's too bad. Yep, I watched Kobe and Shaq back then. Oh yeah, what a duo. Yeah, going back probably around like 2002, 2003, those are like my first like moments of memory probably from the NBA would be like the early 2000s. I remember when they put the games over on NBC back then. It was around that time too that they used to have like arena football over on NBC. I have I actually have a video game of arena football back in the old PS2 that they had. I remember that was actually successful for a couple seasons. They had that going on. I think it was around like 04, 05. Boogie Ellis right now with 6 points in the second half. Started off really cold. He had just 2. He's putting up around 19 points per game this season. Top 3 in the Pac-12 currently. Playing at USC, and he's got control of the basketball. Back to action, Ellis. Sends it off to the free throw circle. They pass it out to the low block. Missed the shot off the mark. Tipped in, though, off the glass for 2 by USC. Wow. Got ourselves a ball game right now. USC was trailing by a landslide in this game. And right now it's only a 6-point game, Carly. Oregon in trouble. Right now, knocking on the doorstep is USC. And Jadrian Tracy down to the low block, slides it on top. Here's a 3, catch and fire. Kwame Evans drills it. Big time 3. Oregon able to make their shots from the perimeter. Christian, welcome in, man. Glad to have you back in. Yeah, I heard about that. That's a tough blow right there for the Vikings. Yeah, they're trying to make a push towards the playoffs. I think it's going to be tough now without Hawkinson. And put back there by USC off the glass. Up and in by Morgan. 7-point game. 14.5 left to go here in the second half of action. Shellstead with the basketball for Oregon. Sends it out to the left wing perimeter. Rigsby guarded by Ellis. Sends it on top off to Tracy. Tracy dribbles up now to the low block. Floats up the shot off the glass. No good off his fingertips as USC collects the defensive board. Only down by 7 currently for the Trojans. Looking to see if they can cut it. Catch and fire. 3 Ellis. Off the rim. No good. Kusnard collects the defensive rebounds. A really good look right there by Ellis, but couldn't send it down. Kusnard. Off to Tracy around the perimeter. Left baseline dribble. Bounce pass through traffic. And Shellstead, his pass off the hands of Evans. That's a turnover. USC Collier attacking downhill to the rim. Collier going to head to the free throw line. Gets knocked down and fouled. That's that athletic drive that has got Isaiah Collier projected as a top pick. The 2024 NBA draft. He's just so good getting downhill right to the rim. For Isaiah Collier. He's been silent tonight. Just 4 total points with just 1 field goal made. He's only taken 2 shots this entire game, but able to initiate the contact there. Check that. They're actually going to say he was fouled before the shooting motion. So this will be an inbound for USC. So inbound down to the low block. Kobe Johnson puts up the shot. Johnson no good. Tipped off the mark. And Oregon collects the defensive rebound out of the pack. Shellstead attacks downhill. Right to the rim. Scores. Up and in off the backboard. Plus the foul. And one coming up at the line for Jackson Shellstead. Right out of the gate right there. Put it in on turbo. Off the long rebound. Attacking downhill. And Ellis got it a drop and one. Jackson Shellstead, excellent game, take it over. He has got himself 14 right now behind Evans with 15. Yeah, I'm going to go Miami will probably go 0-2 in my prediction. I think Buffalo is playing for the playoffs. Buffalo is getting super hot right now, so I think both of those are going to be tough. I think the Ravens game is going to be close, but I feel like Buffalo is going to pull that one off. Even though that's a road game for Buffalo to close out the year, Buffalo really needs that to make the playoffs. 10-point lead. Inbound all the way to the backcourt here for Oregon. Oregon crosses midcourt right now. USC has had some runs in them. They just haven't been able to convert. Get back into this game. Shellstead, he's been excellent. Slides it over to Oquendo. Oquendo at the low block. Oquendo going up. And no good. Missed off the glass with a rebound pulled out by Morgan. USC with the possession. Kobe Johnson, crossover, guarded by Oquendo. Sends it on top to Morgan. To the left wing, over to Collier. Collier been silent in this game. Just 4 total points for him for Collier. Hands it off to DJ Rodman. Rodman pass off to a cutter underneath. Swung down to the cutter. Throwing it down with a 2-handed flush. That is Joshua Morgan. Assisted by Boogie Ellis. 8-point game currently. Braden, welcome in. Yeah, I saw that. Celtics got lucky tonight in that trap game against the Pistons. Bartholomew outside. Here's a 3. Knocking it down for the 3 ball is Kwame Evans Jr. Man, USC really struggling at defending the perimeter. tonight in this game. Down low, Morgan, kiss off the glass with a right-handed hook, scores up and then off the backboard. Going back and forth against each other. Determined here for Oregon on this possession with Shellstead. Shellstead towards his right and the outside. Finds Barthélemy. Yeah, Hawkinson's right in that mix for top 5 tight ends. I go with Kelsey still at the top right now. There's been a little bit of regression by him, but he's receiving a ton of attention because nobody knows how to catch the ball on that Kansas City roster outside of him, basically. The receiving core is just awful this year for Kansas City. Collier, downhill attack to the rim and gets bumped into by Rigsby, and Rigsby picks up the foul. Or 54-45 right now the score. We're going to take the timeout on the floor currently as we head to that timeout. Got 11:40 left to go. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams I cover. USC right now making this a game. It was not much signs of life going on for USC. At one point in this game, they were trailing by a ton. Yeah, Oregon led this many by 18 at one point. This game was a beatdown, and now USC outscoring Oregon, though, in the second half, 20-12. USC finally starting to decide to show up. I forget about George Kittle. Yeah, George Kittle inside the top 5 with Kelsey. Same as Hawkinson. Sam Laporta's having a pretty good year for Detroit, too. Yeah, it's tough to hit on a tight end for fantasy. Darren Waller's had some pretty good years when he played at Las Vegas, but now in New York, kind of having a tough season for him this year. And Mark Andrews in the past, he's been excellent. He's missed some time though this season for him. Yeah, same as Waller. Both of them were injured. Andrews and Waller this year. Yeah, it was started off good with Taylor Swift. They kept on winning at the beginning, but yeah, it feels like it's kind of starting to get to be like a distraction maybe around the team, especially when the media coverage is constantly, like every single Sunday, wondering if Taylor Swift's there at the game for the media coverage, and then getting her shots of fame during the game as we come back from the timeout. USC scores off the backdoor layup. 7-point game right now, 54-47. Yeah, and Njoku's been excellent. So Oregon gets the inbound, 11.5 minutes left to go. This has turned out to be a really good game right now, competitive compared to how it was in the first half. An 18-point lead at 1 point build up by Oregon. And half number 1 of action has evaporated just to 7. Looking to go up by 10. They took the 3, missed it at the corner by Kusnar, skidded out of bounds. Off the rim, it will stay Oregon ball though. So underneath the hoop, the Ducks will inbound it. Shellstead, the inbound passer. Shellstead looking to pass it off, sends it off to Kusnard. He dribbles back outside, shovels out right corner to Kwame Evans. Evans double teamed at the baseline. Over to his teammate Shellstead, a follow away. He's got it. Jackson Shellstead, excellent game by him tonight. 56-47, drills the jumper, falling away. He's got 17. Top of the key for Bronny. Bronny looking to see if he can get something going here for USC. Coming off the bench today for Bronny. He's got 3, making a 3-point shot. His first minute on the floor. Here's a 3 taken, catching fire. DJ Rodman rips it through for the triple. 6-point game right now. Under 10.5 left to go remaining. Shellstead crosses midcourt. Now at the left wing perimeter with Barthélemy. Barthélemy moves it off to the free throw circle. Evans drives downhill, right to the rim, scores, past the defense. Left-handed layup by Kwame Evans Jr. He's had an excellent game as well. Evans, the top scorer tonight for Oregon, and here's a steal right out of the pack. Oregon, Euro step attacking downhill. Oquendo at the glass scores, and a free throw coming up by Cario Oquendo. Just like that, the steal. Taking it coast to coast for the Oregon Ducks as they take the lead back by double digits. That has been the bane of the game for USC. The reason why they're down tonight, turnovers. Once again, when they've had some momentum on their side, they turn it over for an 11th time tonight, and that results now in 16 points off of those turnovers scored tonight by Oregon off of USC turnovers. 1 free throw at the line is good by Oquendo. They got some scores in this Oregon squad right now. 10 minutes left to play. 19 points by Shellstead, 20 by Kwame Evans. And Oquendo gets himself up to 7 right now. USC needs something. Bronny, jumper, baseline. Bronny got it. Bronny James rips it through up to 5 for LeBron's son. Good touch right there in that shot by Bronny at the left baseline. Oregon slows down the basketball. Shellstead attacks, passes off the roll down. And a reach and foul picked up from behind, charge to Bronny. We see here the replay for Bronny. Yeah, tough shot too, right over Barthélemy, contested at the baseline, able to connect. So Bronny right now with 5. Oregon receives the inbounds. Shellstead around the perimeter. Nice move to shake and bake a defender. That was Bronny who he's working on. Shellstead took the jumper. No good. Missed off the glass. Tipped off the mark there by Oregon as USC collects the defensive rebound. The Trojans with possession now. Top of the key, Kobe Johnson. Slides it out to the right wing to Ellis. Puts the ball into the hands to Morgan now. Morgan outside finds Ellis. Ellis down to 15 on the shot clock. Ellis drives up. Kick to the corner. Over to Rodman. Rodman pivot. Back outside. Ellis open 3 from the corner. Off the mark. No good. A rebound collected by Oregon. Another great look right there at the left corner by Boogie Ellis. Could not send it down though. And the Ducks bounce pass to a cutter underneath. Wrap around. Oh, what a layup made right there by Oregon. That is Keyshawn Barthélemy off the assist by Jackson Shellstead. 63-52. USC lobs it off to Morgan. Morgan at the elbow. Morgan, jumper, turn around. Missed the mark, no good. A rebound controlled by Oquendo. And here goes Oregon out of the pack with it. Shellstead doing everything tonight for his teammates here on the floor. An 11-point lead for the Ducks will slow down tempo. 20 in the shot clock. Lob over the top. They catch it for a brief moment. Loose ball in the hardwood. We've yet to have a tie-up today. We will have one. tie up here on the floor. Possession. As we are about to see the arrow. And this game has lacked physicality tonight. A lot of open shots. Not a whole lot of tough defense out there. That's a really good move by Barthélemy. Off the reverse-handed layup. And this will be possession arrow USC. And this game's breezed by as well. 7:59 left to go. So we take the timeout on the floor. 11-point lead currently for Oregon. So, the last update that they had was back in October, and he said that he was cancer-free. So, okay, so back in November, so November 13th is when ESPN published an article. He said that the vocal cord cancer is gone, but he's going to need some more time for his voice to heal before he gets back to calling games. So that's a great sign to hear that he is cancer-free right there for Dickie V. So looking to get back into the boot sometime once again. By the way, the Pistons were up at halftime 66-47 and lost against the Celtics today. That's how far they were up. And the Celtics came back to win 128-122. Just a wild comeback that they had today for Boston. What's good, Vaughn? Welcome to the stream. Oregon making their shots tonight. A couple guys carrying the Ducks right now. Jackson Shelstead, one of them, 17 points on 7 for 12 shooting in 28 total minutes. 20 points by Kwame Evans Jr. as well, leading the way for Oregon. Those are the two in double figures over for USC. DJ Rodman with 14, Joshua Morgan with 10. We come back from the timeout right now. 11-point lead for the Ducks. Collier going downhill to the rim. Missed the shot off the front rim. The putback chance not there either. Loose ball far side of the floor. There's a big-time scrum. Trying to come up with a basketball. Down the far side of the floor. Bodies colliding with each other. And it's going to be a tie-up here on the court. Possession arrow will go to the Ducks. Multiple gray and green jerseys in there for Oregon. Minnesota winners over Dallas tonight, 118-110. Anthony Edwards dropping out 44 points. Oregon, 11-point lead will slow down tempo. Referees are actually going to stop time here. They had to wipe away the basketball a little bit. Had some sweat on the ball. So now Oregon will get the ball. The Ducks up by 11. 20 in the shot clock for Oregon. They go quick. Drive, attack, rejected at the rim. Vincent Iwachukwu comes up with a block denying Oquendo up the floor. Collier in the opposite direction. He scores with a layup up and in off the backboard. Defense translating to offense that possession for USC. That's been a strong suit this season when it comes to blocks per game. They're top 45 in the nation in that category. Oregon with a possession. Oquendo Out to the wing to Barthélemy. They get guards here on this team that can shoot the ball. Quendo at the free throw circle. Sixth man off the bench this season. Quendo attacks downhill right to the rim. Scores up and in with a right-handed layup. It is good for 2. He is putting up above 11 points per game, and he's in his junior year from Titusville, Florida. USC with the ball. Collier hands it off around the perimeter. At the free throw circle with Sellers. Sellers bounce pass, drops it out to the wing to Johnson. Over to the left corner. Sellers tries a tough 3. Missed off the mark, no good. And a rebound controlled offensively by Iwachukwu. Iwachukwu gets the way off the Sellers. A lot of time coming off the clock right now. USC still with it. Collier inside the key. Floats of the shot. That's in a straight line. Too short. An offensive rebound picked up by Oregon. And Collier going down behind right there with a flop behind the scenes. Might have took an elbow to the face. Referees didn't call it though in Oregon, and that'll be called on Collier. 6 personal fouls to the team right now by USC. Just tough possession right there. Collier missed the shot and then came up with a loose ball foul. Yeah, that would have been wild there. Referee's actually looking at this one right now at the monitor. So Isaiah Collier picked up the personal foul. Referees will take a look at this one. Currently, the game clock is stopped. So we are down to 6:13 left to go, remaining. And this will be free throws for Oregon right now. So Oregon's already in the bonus. That is now number 6. So that is now number 7. So that is number 7 picked up for personal fouls for USC now in the second half. First one's good at the free throw line. Second shot's good. .13-point lead currently. Full court pressure being provided here for Oregon. USC able to get past that pressure at midcourt though. Lob inside, missed the mark, and able to get it around and in though. Looked like it was going to miss by Iwachukwu right there off the back iron, but somehow just spun in. Now Oregon going to keep on slowing down time, remaining in this game up by 11. The Ducks with possession. Kusnard at the right wing perimeter. They're playing it smart right now, drawing out the clock off to Kwame Evans. Evans downhill to the rim, and Evans going up gets fouled. Yeah, Oregon sees their advantage that they're in on right now. Just trying to play the clock game basically in this one currently. Two shots at the free throw line. First one's good. At the line for Oregon with Kwame Evans Jr. Excellent game by him tonight. .21 points now on the board for Evans. 17 by Shellstead, 10 by Kusnard. Those are the leaders in this game for Oregon. Second free throw. That's good as well. So building up the lead to 13. And Kobe Johnson scores the layup. Oregon going to slow it down. Shellstead crosses midcourt, defended by Collier. 20 in the shot clock for Oregon. Draws a double team. The extra pass made to left corner. Dribbling inside a key. It's going to be rolled though. A turnover out of bounds by Barthélemy inside the corner. So USC will get it back right now. Yeah, maybe I'll try to see if you can get back to streaming bowl games there, Vaughn. $11-point lead currently. USC with the possession. Kobe Johnson sends it out around the perimeter. They slide it over to Ellis. Yeah, Terrence Shannon. And it doesn't look so good. Looks like he's going to be facing jail time for Terrence Shannon. So that's a big blow right there for Illinois. Inside, Collier off his attack. Bounce pass over to Joshua Morgan. Attacks the roof shack and throws it down with a two-headed flush. With the ball game right now, 69-60. 9-point lead by Oregon, looking to put USC away. USC determined to make a comeback in this game. Passing over to a cutter right behind the defense. Cario Oquendo scores with a right-handed layup. Oh, what a cutter right there. 11-point lead. USC down low as they'll draw the foul picked up by Evans. Take a look here at Collier. Nice little dump off over to Morgan, who scored a dunk, and then the feed by Evans to the cutter. Backdoor by Oquendo. And this will send Collier to the free throw line now to shoot 2 for USC. So tonight, Collier with just 6. He's averaging 16 points per game. Isaiah Collier projected to be a top pick, the 2024 NBA draft. First one, no good. It's just been a really tough year for USC right now as a team. So many high expectations going into the season. It just hasn't been able to come together right now. Losses against UC Irvine and Long Beach State, against 2 Big West programs in the non-conference slate. And second free throw is good by Collier. 10-point game, 4:15 remaining as we approach the mark. Oregon crosses midcourt with Shellstead. Shellstead, Collier, offensive foul. Isaiah Collier takes the charge. The basketball goes right back over to USC. That's a major break right there in this game. Jackson Shellstead, oh yeah, clear push off with the left arm. USC down by 10. Gets the inbounds. Needing a big bucket right here. This possession for the Trojans. Johnson at the top of the key. Hands it off to Collier. Collier, left wing perimeter. As we approach the 4-minute mark left to go. Collier dribbles up. Collier floats it up over the top. Deflected. Intercepted by Oregon with a steal as the Ducks will slow down tempo. Poor possession right there. Turnovers. That's the 12th of the game by USC. And away from the ball, the Trojans commit a personal foul as well. 3:51 left to play. Isaiah Collier away from the basketball picks up the personal foul. So this will be free throws coming up after the timeouts. We take the timeout on the floor. Oregon, 10-point lead. The Pac-12 conference opener against USC. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams. I cover basketball action, both college hoops and NBA games here on the channel. Couple players who's really taken over this game tonight for USC. For Oregon. Oregon led as many by 18 at one point. USC came back in the game, but wasn't able to close the gap. Kwame Evans Jr., he's the top scorer tonight with 22 for Oregon. Also the top rebounder with 8 rebounds and 5 steals, as well as 17 points by Jackson Shelstead. That's on 7 for 12 shooting tonight. 10 points by Jermaine Couisnard off the bench. Cario Oquendo, he's got himself 11 off the bench, hitting his season average. Oregon, excellent game from 3. They're 8 for 20 from the perimeter. USC struggling to make their shots in the first half. Better in the second half for USC. They only scored 25 points in the first half, 36 in the second half, but getting that production from 2 front court players, DJ Rodman with 14, Joshua Morgan with 12, Boogie Ellis held well below his season average at 19, scoring just 8 points tonight on only just 3 for 12 shooting. And then Isaiah Collier, just 7 points for him tonight. He's only attempted 5 shots, 2 for 5 shooting from the floor by Collier. 12 total turnovers tonight for USC. And Oregon able to make the most out of those opportunities tonight on points scored off of turnovers. Oregon, 15 points off the fast break, 17 points scored off of USC turnovers. Free throws here coming from the timeout for Oregon in the bonus. First one is good. At the free throw line by Jermaine Couisnard. Second shot by Couisnard, right down the middle. 12-point lead right now for Oregon, under 4 minutes left to go. USC is going to be urgent. Need to score basically in every single one of their possessions and got to get stops as well in every single one of their possessions to get back into this game. Ellis, edge of the midcourt logo at Matthew Knight Arena, kicks it off to the wing, into the hands to Johnson. Johnson floats to the shot, puts it up, he got it. Up and through, it is good for 2. Now the Trojans will have to get a stop. Down by 10 with under 3.5 minutes left to go. Oregon with a possession with Shelstead. Shelstead at the left wing perimeter for the Ducks. Bounce pass top of the key over to Jadrian Tracy. Moves it out to his right to Oquendo. Oquendo with 11 so far tonight. Moves it off to his teammate Couisnard. Couisnard at the elbow, down to 8 on the shot clock. Floats it out to the left corner. Up fake here. Baseline drive. Kick to the corner. 3 in the air. Oquendo got the 3. They tiptoed in the baseline but stepped out of bounds by Tracy before the shot. Turnover by the Ducks. Down to 3 minutes left to play. USC with the basketball, down by 10. Looking to make a deep push here. Final 3 minutes of action. Right to the rim. Collier scores with a layup up and then off the backboard. That one helps out for sure to cause. .253 left to go. It's an 8-point game. Oregon gets the inbounds. And USC will give a foul here quickly, when Oregon will now go and shoot 2 at the free throw line, because this puts them into the double bonus. So 2 guaranteed free throws right now at the line for Oregon. First shot by Couisnard, missed off the back iron. Couisnard with 12. Second free throw is good. Oregon has built up now a 9-point lead. USC with the ball at the right wing. Ellis off to Collier. Kick to the corner. Johnson with a 3. Missed off the rim. No good. Tap to the bounds. Last touch by the Ducks. Down to 2:38 left to play right now. USC underneath. Ellis finds Kobe Johnson. Johnson downhill. Huge rejection right there by Oregon. Well, they count it, though, on a goaltend, and I believe that they're going to count the basket here for USC by Kwame Evans Jr. Or no, referees are taking a look at this one at the monitor, actually. So we have stopped with 2:32 left to play. Kobe Johnson driving downhill, floats it up, and yeah, that's what they're looking at right now, whether that was a goaltend or not. Jadrian Tracy, he was working on number 22, and then Kwame Evans Jr. soared up right there. Tons of athleticism, and just swats the shot, but was it over the cylinder? That is the question right now by the officials as they are looking at this one currently at the monitor. So big call coming up on the floor. This will put USC winning 7 if they do credit them with a made shot. They're still waiting to call on the floor right now. The shot gets floated up. Got blocked off the backboard. But Kwame Evans Jr., that was a tough camera angle to see it from. Still waiting for the call here by the officials. And they've also put back a second on the clock, so we got 2:33 left to go. And this will be USC inbound after all of that. So USC will get the inbound as it goes back to Southern Cal right now. So the referee is saying no goaltend. USC just gets possession back. Here's a jumper deep too. It is good by Ellis. Or he got the assist on it, actually. That was Kobe Johnson who made the deep two. So 7-point lead here for Oregon, looking to see if they can take this one to the final. Pick up their first conference victory of the season in the conference opener outside the perimeter. Tracy sends it back to the logo here for Oregon with Kusnard. Kusnard takes the jumper deep two. Off the back rim, no good. Tipped by USC with a defensive rebound. Looking for urgency, down by 7. Looking to close the gap to 4 or 5 right here. Jumper, 18-footer straight away. Off the front rim, no good. Missed by Ellis. Tough miss right there in the final minute and 35 seconds. The Ducks with possession will slow down tempo once again. Shot clock down to 20. Game clock down to 1:25 almost. And now a reach-in foul picked up by Boogie Ellis, and the clock will stop. So Oregon now will head to the free-throw line. Bronny on the floor currently. 5 points for Bronny tonight. 2 shots here at the free throw line for Oregon. The first one no good, missed by Shellstead. And Bronny James will substitute out of the game as Collier comes back in to replace James. Second one's good by Shellstead. 8-point lead. Oregon able to shut the door multiple times in this game by USC. USC in an open man in the corner with Rodman. Collier couldn't see him. Collier, a baseline dribble right to the rim. Gets the layup. Isaiah Collier off the left baseline. Dribble to 6-point game. Shellstead looking to use clock right now. Triple teamed as he gets fouled. Game clock is now down to 1:03 left to go. As this will bring Oregon back to the free throw line. They'll shoot in the double bonus 2 with Jackson Shellstead. Excellent game by him tonight. He's got 18 points. That's on 7 for 12 shooting, 2 for 3 from 3-point range. Kwame Evans Jr., the top scorer tonight with a major game by him. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals. First one is good at the line by Shellstead. Second free throw, bounced off the rim and no good. USC collects the defensive rebound. Final minute remaining. USC looking to go quick underneath Collier, no good. Tipped off the rim, missed again by USC. And an loose ball foul here. Charge to Oregon though. So USC going to head to the free throw line here with Joshua Morgan. First shot's good. 2 free throws here at the line for Morgan. Right down to the wire. 56 seconds left to go. 59% free throw shooter with Joshua Morgan making them both down. That's huge. It's the difference between turnovers in this game. If they're able to take care of the basketball much better, then they'd be in a better spot in this game. Currently trailing by 5, though, for USC. Oregon able to break the midcourt pressure. Drawing a double team at the wing, circling around, and now a reach and foul given. So back to the free throw line, we'll head Jackson Shellstead with 45.5 seconds left. So this will be free throws upcoming. Shellstead back to the line, 86% this season. He's missed 2 though, 3 for 5 today. At the line for Shellstead. It looks like USC is going to burn a timeout on the floor. So USC down to 1 timeout remaining, Oregon with 2. Hey, what's good? Duck Empire, welcome in. Yeah, Oquendo's still out there. So he's had a solid game today. Kwame Evans Jr., he's leading the way. He's got 22 points. 8 boards, 5 steals, 19 by Shellstead, who will shoot 2 upcoming at the line. Kusnar with 13, 11 by Oquendo right now. Yeah, Joe Flacco just how he's been able to put life into that Cleveland Browns offense. And Cleveland, already they're dangerous because they got the defense to do so. Coming off the couch and just balling out. Good for him, man. Making a final run for it for Joe Flacco. 45.5 seconds left to go. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like. Hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well on the channel. Oregon led as many by 18 points at one point in this game. Looked like they were going to run away with a USC. Much, much better second half than the first. First half, Oregon went into halftime up 42-35. USC outscoring Oregon currently 46-33. 35 in this second half of action. First free throw is good at the line for the Ducks with Shellstead. Second one's good as well. 7-point lead, 45 seconds remaining. USC crosses midcourt. Kobe Johnson. A lot of dribbling here. Sends it off to Ellis. Ellis takes a deep range three. He's got it though. Big time triple right there from the perimeter by Boogie Ellis. And now it's a 4-point game. Oregon crossing midcourt, and they'll draw the reach-in foul. So it's going to send Oquendo to the free throw line now. He'll shoot two. As we're down to 32.3 seconds left to go. The Pac-12 opener. Yeah, USC really made this game interesting. It's just a rough start for USC. They were settling for way too many jumpers to begin this game and missing. Oquendo is only 59% this season. Tonight he's been able to make 2 out of 3 free throws. So right now USC followed their guide that they're hoping to miss at the free throw line, but the first one's good. Big shot right there made at the free throw line. Oregon able to make their free throws late right now at the free throw line. The Ducks 23 for 29 tonight at free throws. Second one's good. Big free throws they just made, up by 6. Approaching 30 seconds left to go. USC with possession. At the wing of the perimeter, Kobe Johnson dribbles up now to the low block. Johnson, a lot of dribbling once again. Pass over to Ellis, fires a 3, missed off the rim, no good. Huge rebound right there by Oquendo as he comes up with it, and he gets fouled as we're down to 17 seconds left, and he'll head back to the free throw line. That'll basically do it tonight. Had a pretty good look once again by Boogie Ellis from 3-point range. Couldn't send it down, missed off the rim. And Oquendo came up soaring up for the rebound, and he'll head back to the line where he's made the previous 2 a couple moments ago. Tonight now up to 4 for 5, looking to see if he can get up to 6 for 7, and he makes the first one here. Big time when it comes down to free throws today. 25 for 31 currently, around 80% at the free throw line. Second one's good, right down the middle. 4 to row in the final minute by Oquendo. At the free throw line, USC with it. 16.7. I think they're going to have to reset the clock right now. Yeah, the clock didn't start properly, so they're going to have to bring USC back to starting off the possession. They put back an extra second on the clock, back to 17 seconds, and now USC gets the inbound. Collier crosses midcourt. Collier jacks up a 3. That is well off the mark, no good. Rebound controlled by Oquendo once again, and Oregon will dribble out the clock, and they pick up the victory. 82-74 the final score. The Ducks improved to 7-0 in their home floor this season, now up to 9-3 for their overall record as this game goes final. And USC, disappointing this year, started off inside the top 25 of the preseason, but dropped once again. Another game, and back to 500 goes the Trojans, the 6-6 on the year. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part on the stream tonight as we wrap up here. This game goes final, and the Oregon Ducks 9-3, moving up right now in the standings, and if they keep on playing like this, they're going to be moving up to the receiving votes column and then to the rankings very time soon, but they should be able to get closer into the bracketology column very, very soon for Oregon with a big win tonight on their home floor. They're perfect still at home this season. 82-74 the final score. Massive game from Kwame Evans Jr. He finished off with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals. 21 by Jackson Shellstead. Both of those players are freshmen as well. And Shellstead came out firing tonight. A lot of tough shots he made. He went 7 for 12 shooting. 13 by Kusnard. Oquendo iced the game at the free throw line. He also had 5 steals. He finished up with 15 points tonight on 6 for 7 shooting at the free throw line. And USC, tough game by them offensively. Just nobody able to take over. Boogie Ellis came into the game 3rd in the Pac-12 in scoring. Only scored 11 points. He came in averaging 19 points per game. Finishes 4 for 15 from the floor. Isaiah Collier also with 11 as well, as he came in averaging 16 points per game. It was the 2 front court players that scored the most for USC. 14 by DJ Rodman, 14 by Jawan Morgan. Thanks so much all for joining in tonight. I plan on being back tomorrow, my final stream of 2023. It will be Number 13 ranked Gonzaga hosting San Diego State. Feel free to join in if you guys would like. Same time at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Before I sign off tonight, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. And we're going to close out to the channel members before I wrap this one up tonight. All channel members get a shout out at the end of every single one of my live streams here. As we have the channel members, Jason, Rajip, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Sister Surround, TMC, Brayden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Tristan, Jess, Ahino Joseph, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Derek, Ice Ice Baby, Michael Ward, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Joe, Roderick Ronaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Chuck, Siegel, Woopig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, Robin, and Dave. Thanks so much all for joining and being a part tonight on the stream. The Oregon Ducks win over the USC Trojans 82-74 the final score. And thanks all for joining in. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, everybody.